just ask yourself, which is a better start to this auction? Okay?
Well, I don't think he's.
Okay, am I better off if I open a diamond and he says a spade and I get to come up with something? Or am I better off having gotten the hand off my chest, opening a no trump? Yes, ma'am.
Well, does this all filter into this first thing you were talking about? Instead of bidding 5 of a minor, you go in this 3 no trump. I mean, is that why you wouldn't want to say 2 diamonds, that you would want to get? I don't know. I'm just a little bit.
If the auction goes diamond, heart, 2 diamonds.
Yeah, that's probably
I
it.
have defined my hand as a minimum hand.
Yeah.
Okay, minimum hands tend to have 12 to 15 points. Okay, so diamond, heart, diamond, spade, 2 diamonds. I should not have more than, it would be unusual for me to have more than 15 points. Okay, because I've got a minimum hand. I could do that on an 11 count that I felt like opening.
Yeah.
Meets a rule of 22. Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead.
Yeah.
1 diamond, 1 heart, 2 diamonds. On ace, king, 6th of diamonds, and a spare ace. Okay. So this is a hand I'd open 1 no trump and hope it works. It's the best, I have found that it's the best way for me to start describing my hand. Is to open this hand 1 no trump, rather than trying to catch up after 1 diamond past 1 spade. Questions, comments? Yes, ma'am.
It seems to me I was taught years ago that you didn't open a no without a stopper. Is that still a good rule, or is this sort of something?
It's a great rule. I love this. I have stoppers in every suit. I'm ready to open a no trump, and then I get dealt this hand, and this is a hand.
Better to do, so.
All right, how many high card points? 16. Am I balanced?
Yeah.
I don't get any more balance than that. How do I open this fine hand?
One no trouble.
Okay, well, Ed, you don't have a picture card in the black suits in your hand. You can't possibly open that hand to no trump. Why would you? You've got 2 suits unstopped.
It's telling my partner how many points I have.
Well, and it's not just telling partner how many points you have. You say, it violates the way I was taught to play bridge. I'm going to open this hand of club.
Yeah.
Partner says a spade. Well, I'm no trumpy. Seriously, I'm no trumpy. I'm balanced. I don't get any more balance than this, so I think I should bid no trump at some point. But at this point, if I bid a no trump, I'm showing 12 to 14 points, and that isn't what I have. If I bid 2 no trump, I'm showing 18 to 19, and that isn't what I have. So I'd open this hand of no trump and say, what would I say? Boy, I hope this works. This is the best description I can make of this hand at this time. Boy, I hope this works. Yes, sir.
If you opened that a club, which I wouldn't do, and your partner says a spade, if you came back and said 2 hearts, you're showing the reverse.
I am. So that would be bad on many, many levels. Because then my partner would expect me to really have clubs. What his question was is, could I do this? Club, spade, 2 hearts. Now next week we'll talk about rebids by opener or responder. This is called a reverse. I've made a bid at the 2 level that's past I bid a new suit at the 2 level, higher than the suit that I opened.
Yeah.
Okay? This sequence shows more clubs than hearts and at least an invitational hand. So I don't actually have either one of those. So 1 no trump. Boy, I hope this works. Yeah, I wish I had more suits stopped. And I say I wish I had more suits stopped. If I took the king of spades and made it a diamond, and the king of how many tricks am I going to take with this hand if I'm in no trump? Well, in the fullness of time, I'm going to take 5 tricks.
Maybe
I've got the ace, king, queen. I've got ace, king. How many tricks am I going to take with this hand? Tough to say.
Tough to
Okay?
say, yeah.
I may be able to set up more tricks if my partner has fitting cards, but okay, if I can't get to my partner's hand and I get to play this by myself, you know, I'll take this for 1 no trump down 2 versus whatever bad things happen if I catch my partner busted. Yes, sir.
The other thing, if you open that a no trump, you might stop your opponents from bidding over your no. Whereas if you bid a diamond or a club,
Yeah,
somebody might
that's a
come
good
into
thing
the
to
auction.
think about.
They might. And if somebody comes into the auction and I win the auction, I've learned things about the opponent's hand that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. So if the opponent's bid and I still win the contract, I'm glad that the opponent's bid because it will give me a clue on how to play the hand. So the opponent's bidding isn't a really bad thing, but I've read, if they're silent, that doesn't bother me either. Was there another question? Because we need to take a break in about, yes ma'am.
Well, you bid that, and let's say you get, you know, into more than 1 no trump,
Okay.
okay? And then the opponents, they have spades and diamonds, and your partner didn't have, you know, didn't cover you in spades or diamonds, and you lose your confidence. And then you can't think about what cards have been played.
Well,
Is that just come because you can think and you can, you know, I just wondered.
you know, I've
I'll
never
lose
gone
my
down in a
confidence.
contract, so I don't know.
Oh, my
I'm
land.
trying to
I
relate to
can't
what
I
you're
start
saying.
losing my
believe
confidence.
it. Now he's never gone down.
Seriously, the more you play, the better.
Okay.
It's like, okay, I'm keeping track of cards now,
Yeah.
and yeah, the more you play, the better that works.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
question.
Because I always lose my
Let's
confidence.
take a break.
Start losing
I can
track.
get water now.
And then I can't remember
Loses
what.
confidence.
Oh, yeah, I did.
He loses the confidence.
Well, but I
Here you go.
Oh,
do. Okay.
I'll get it. I'll get it at some point. I
And this is
promise.
my friend Brenda
Oh,
McGee.
okay. I'm
And this is
Brenda. Nice to see
And
you.
you have one of our books? I can.
She has,
I took Richard Dollar's course, 3 courses.
Did you?
I did.
Okay. Well, I love Richard.
Yeah, I'm crazy about
Ulysses,
it. I am very crazy about it.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
good. He's a good fan
I
of.
was asked yesterday what I learned in the courses. I played so terribly, so I'm here.
Well, and,
No.
and this is, and it's not a remedial course, but it's a basic.
Yeah, it is basic. It really is basic. But I needed to get to this basic.
yeah, it's
I
good because
did.
we get all these other upper things, and then you forget just the.
Actually, he did not take
All right,
it.
here's for the challenge. You don't want it, Sean?
I thought it was 5. Is it $10?
Oh, no, no. I was going to put it for you and take your 5. Or
Oh,
I'd like to treat
can do
you,
that.
Brenda.
No, indeed. Thank you. He did not take the book and go and tell us, to go step by step. He just, introduced the whole book to us, and I just constantly wrote my notes. But they were wonderful, wonderful things that he taught us.
Oh, yeah.
Just a lot.
Yeah.
And you have to keep it up. And I hadn't played for about a month, so
Okay.
I'm glad to be back with it.
Well, good. Well, it's good to have you here today.
Thank you. What do you say, Doc?
He is, Brenda.
Yeah, so
I'd
is
love
Richard
to, I'm
Riley.
sure,
I
I'm
might go
sure.
back to Richard. I don't know. Some of them said we may go back. I may even. I dropped his last course, but I might even do some of the other courses I've had. He's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's not a beginner. It is.
Oh,
not
no,
a beginner.
no, I'm sure
Good to
it's
see you
not.
again.
No.
No, I'm sure it's not.
Oh, no, it isn't at all. You would like.
Oh,
it.
I would,
Yeah, you would.
yeah, I just, I can't remember what Wednesday, but hers, mine was it Wednesday morning? Yeah.
I did 3 different. It started in January. Well, actually, I think I did 2, and I enrolled in the 3rd, and then decided not to do it. I had learned all I could learn, so I got out. And people told me it was good. I got out because it was all.
Well, you know, it gets so high up that,
Yeah.
to me,
I
to be
need to
perfectly
learn
honest, if you
basics.
don't play the same part,
As soon as that's
and
it.
they don't play, then when you get so high, then it does frustrate me. So
Yeah, if they don't
just-
play like you
yeah,
do,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Elmer said to me, Brenda, you are so strung out with people you play with. And I am. I am. I play with so many different people.
You do, well, you're
A
so
lot,
well white.
a lot of different people.
Yeah, I know.
And, but Lois's group took those lessons, and I love playing with them.
Who is that?
Lois and, okay, Marvel Jones, and it was,
Is it Elizabeth?
Elizabeth did it once. And then it was Leslie Brockman.
Oh,
did it.
okay.
And, but there were a lot of other people who flew in there.
No, but I mean, you like
Betsy did
playing
it.
with them.
Betsy- Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they're nice people.
And, well, and they kind of, you know,
Maybe they're,
playing the same way.
yeah, well, that's
You
good.
know, and a lot of this stuff I've forgotten, Sarah, I've forgotten it. And I've forgotten, just like, you have to have 5 to up somebody, and I just keep forgetting that. That is not even in this. It's the basics, it's the very
I
basics.
think he's gonna go over that next week, but you're not gonna be here. But that's when you're the opener and response.
Well,
Yeah.
well, we did have to read 1 through 3 the first time we came there. And he took it from this, but we didn't sit there with our books open and go through them.
Yes.
Let's see. But true, you do have to have 5 clubs or diamonds to read it. I know that. But I forget.
Well, it's because with the majors, you only need 3.
Right, right.
It's hard. I don't know where it is in
Where
this
that
book.
is either. 3.
So he's saying
I can tell you, I remember Judy McNair saying not
I think what he's trying to say is that was right.
well, it depends
It
on
depends
whether
on
what you
where
got
they
and
are.
where they are.
And what he's also saying is, it depends on, he's thinking ahead, which is probably the next step in bed, the next response. Which I'm not sure we're gonna always do. Because it's good.
Do you know what invitation is in response?
Where's that?
I had us do this. Okay, the opener and then the responder comes back with an invitation or, yeah, the invitation or game boards it. So that usually is if you've got points like 12 to 13, 10, maybe 10 to 12. 10 to 12 would be an invitation. With more points, that would be responding to pushing to a game. you have 15 instead of 1. I don't quite
I loved your
understand
question because I can't learn. I can't wait to play when I can think too. Because I get like caught in headlights.
Yeah, well, especially in no trump.
I know that's
It's
tough.
because you have to think about suits,
So
other
many
suits.
poor suits.
And
And I
if
used
somebody
to
starts
do
leading,
trumps, and that's it. And you can't do that. You have to do them all.
you gotta do them all. But somebody gave me a tip, Richard Cleary, a friend of ours, gave me a tip a long time ago in no trump. He said, well, start with, remember one suit. Then the next, after you get a more confidence, remember 2 suits.
Yeah,
Just go
learn.
up gradually and you'll gain this confidence. And that has really helped.
That's a good
Has
point.
it? So you do that then?
I try.
That's good. Well, this is what I'm not sure about.
Even in playing now, I try to think about 2 suits. Yes.
Okay, this would be invitational. That would be forcing the game.
Yes.
Those numbers.
And is that talking about the so
This
then
would be
responding.
responding. The O part and the responding right here. This would be minimal.
responding?
And then this would be forcing the game. It's past that. Well, I'm not sure what
I'm sure I got you. I was trying to see if
you like this whole book.
Well, I'll tell you what I like about it. It's wordy.
Yeah.
And that
It
blue
is.
sheet
It
that we always like, some people liked it, I did. You gave it to me, I think, or we got it a long time ago from Patsy Williams, the one with the blue and white, the little photo. I still like it because it's less words and it tells you 1, 2, 3.
I like that too. I was
But I've
reading
been
that
trying,
day before yesterday. I think that's a good, and
But
there's
I
some
like
good
this one, I
points.
have time to study it. Just, paying attention and so when I was on the train, when we were last time I took this with me. And then when I talk about it, and so then
Oh.
I talk about, talk about bridge, like, and I was dear boy, and he did like bridge anyway. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and Mac is interested in talking about it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah, he's got, Max, he's got it in his blood. His mother and his sister
Yeah.
play great.
Oh, yeah.
So he's,
Well, I'd like to play at the club, but depending on who's playing, I would like to play. I'm not gonna play with him, and I'm not gonna play with Bruce. No, I'm not gonna do it. No, I said I will play,
on
but
Sunday.
on Sundays or whenever.
Who,
But
why
I'm
don't
not
you get
going to
somebody
play with
Mac wants to
Rosemary.
play?
And I can't play with Becky.
What are we gonna do with that?
About who? That's just the way she is with me. She's that way with you.
Sending someone around the
Oh,
clock.
she is.
All right.
She always agreed with
Let's
Mac.
bring it back.
So that was nice for Mac. Whatever Mac did, she always agreed with
I
it.
know, and yet she will.
Oh, she got on me too, because
She's got no money and
I'm collecting for Ed. We need.
I anticipate
Wait a
that
minute,
we
here,
are
wait a
going to be
minute.
here
I'm
till
good, yeah.
12:30 or so today. That works.
Wait, I'd like to pay for
We
it.
still have time
No,
for
you're not.
questions, but I am going
nice,
to
but
give short shrift
Give it to
to
her. Thank you.
a couple of things.
Take it.
We talked about opening the hand. Can open a major, can open no trump.
Yeah.
Okay? You
Anything.
can't open a major, you can't open no trump. How do you open the hand?
One club.
One of a minor.
Minor.
One of a minor, because you have 2 minors, so you shouldn't just say, I'm always going to open a club. You should open in a minor, and you should open your longest minor. Now, there's different ways to do this. I learned this lesson when I picked up this hand. And you only have to have this happen once. Is this an opening hand? Yep. No, it's only 13 cards. It's got 13 cards. If I had 14 cards, that would be bad. It's a 12 count. I don't have to be proud of all my opening bids. So way back when I was learning how to play, I opened this hand of club. 14 points. Ace and ace and queen queen. It's 14 points. It's good. It's a fine hand. It's a fine hand. I opened this fine hand 1 club. And in the fullness of time, I got to play one club. Yeah, and my partner laid down like 4 diamonds and 2 clubs. And, oops, mistakes were made. And my partner said, Ed, I'm surprised you didn't open that hand 1 diamond. Open in your longest minor. And I probably said, you know, that makes a lot of sense. Okay? Because if I open in a minor, what am I telling my partner? Couldn't open a major, couldn't open no trump.
Right.
This minor is at least as long as my other one. Okay, so you open in your longest minor. If you are equal in the minors, 3-3, I open a club. 4-4, 5-5, or 6-6, I open a diamond.
Diamond. I learned that here too. Yeah.
I do that because the only shape where I'm going to open 1 diamond with a 3-card diamond suit, if I follow this consistently, is this shape right here.
You only got
2
2
4-card
clubs.
majors, 3-card minor, 2-card club suit.
Yeah, then you'd have to open the diamond.
Okay, this is the only hand that I'm going to open 1 diamond with a 3-card suit. So, if the auction goes thusly, what does my partner know about my hand? It wouldn't go like this.
No.
Or pay no attention to that hand.
Yeah.
But
You'd say this.
sitting there, I open a diamond, my partner says a spade, and I bet a no trump. Do I have a hand with 4 cards in each major? Did I bid a no trump? I didn't stand up and salute his spade, so do I have 4 spades?
Probably.
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I do have at least 4 diamonds. It's a nice inference to be able to make, and my partner can make that inference if I consistently open all my 3-3 hands 1 club. Questions, comments? All right, you're gonna like this. How many of y'all are competitive? I'm going to ask another question. How many of you on occasion pay money to play bridge?
Yeah. We just did.
How many of you want to derive some enjoyment from making things difficult for your left-hand opponent and your right hand?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got something you're going to enjoy.
This whole table just got to get it.
Yes! Yeah! All right, so your partner has opened. Okay? And you are responder. What has your partner told you? He has an above average hand. He's opened 1 of a suit. Okay, when he opens 1 of a suit, how many points does he have?
A minimum of 12.
Minimum of 12, or something that looks like a 12, up to about how many? 19. Okay, I open a diamond. I could have a, oh my gosh, this hand is really, it's not a good opening hand, but Ed said I should use the rule of 22, so I'm going to open this, but it's under protest, up to a full-throated 19 count. Okay. There's 2 things. I said there are 2 things we're trying to find out on a bridge hand. Do we have enough points for game, and do we have an 8-card major suit fit? Okay. The do we have enough points for game will dictate how bad my hand has to be to respond. Okay. If my partner opens 1 of a suit, he could have up to a 19 count. Okay, so I should be coughing up a bid if I have 6. Okay, 6 is, if I have a 6 count, I owe my partner a bid because I don't know whether we have game or not. Now, if I just have 6, I suspect we don't belong in a game contract, but I'm going to make a peep because we might belong in a game contract. Does that make some sense?
Mm-hmm.
So 6 is the number we're looking for. I am going to...
$6 points. Yes. Respond.
just say my partner's open to spade. Okay, and it's my bid. Okay. With 6 to 10 points, I have a minimum hand. I have a hand that is worthy of a response, but I'm gonna tell my partner, I have enough to respond, but unless you have extras, we likely do not belong in a game contract. Okay? I have enough to respond, but unless you have extras, we likely do not belong in a game contract. But I'm making a peep. Here's my peep. My peep is, and I only have 2 peeps I can make. Okay? If my partner's open to spade, because there is a, I say there aren't that many thou shalt. I got one for you. Thou shalt not, should not, will frustrate your partners if you change suits at the 2 level without a 10 count. I'll also say you will frustrate your partner if you respond to his 1 level bid on a 3 count. Okay? When you bid, you have a minimum amount of stuff you need to have to bid. You should have to bid. If you consistently open on 8 counts, you will likely find it difficult to retain partners. My partner opened a diamond and we ended up in 3 no trump, and I laid down a 14 count and he went down 2. How did that? Oh, he only had 8 points. And now I know. Don't play with Jane.
8-pointer.
Yeah. You want to play against Jane. Sorry if there are any Janes. Alright, so if you're changing suits at the 2 level, you got at least 10 points, and 11 would be better. So, if I have an 8 count and my partner's open to spade, I have enough to make a peep. There's only 2 peeps I can make. I can bid 2 spades, or I can bid 1 nut. It's the only 2. I have an 8 count, I need to respond. The only bids I can make that I can make on an 8 count are 2 spades, showing support, or bidding 1 no trump. Now, how many cards do I need to support my partner if he's open 1 spade?
3.
He has 5. Every single time?
Yes.
Every single time. So if I have 3, we have a fifth. Okay? Does that make some sense?
Yes.
Questions?
1 million don't have to be that.
Go! I've got this hand. Good question. Please open heart. Please open heart. Please open heart.
Yeah,
My partner opens
That's true.
a spade, and I
Always
say,
happens too.
what do I bid with this hand?
No trump.
I bid 1 no trump.
Yeah.
Boy, I hope this works. It's, partner, I'm somewhere in the 6 to 10 range. I do not have primary support for your
I
spade.
bid 2 hearts.
Okay? If you bid 2 hearts, then you'll probably, I'm going to tell you Ken Lowe's law, you will end up in 3 no trump, and you will go down in flames. Okay? The way you learn this lesson is to bid 2 hearts and get to 3 no trump when your partner has a 13 count. Okay? That's how, oh, maybe I should have had more points to do this. Excuse me for a moment.
Sarah, hang
Talk amongst yourselves.
He said he don't.
Oh, I thought he
bid the 1
said.
no trump. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says if you bid 2 hearts, sure you do this 3 no trumps, and then you're gonna go down.
Oh, yeah,
So
I heard him
don't
say
bid
that.
it. Don't bid it. Always bid 1 no trump, but you only have 8 points. Minimum. I like to play, you know.
Go down and play.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Go down and play.
But does he do all the managing of the wheelchair issues and
No,
Sundays?
I don't know. I won't go on Sundays.
I like my chances.
On Sunday nights, he teaches the lesson 6 to 10. He stays.
Yeah, I hope Bob. I hope Bob does well. All right, talk to you soon.
He's a nice guy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I know you're supposed to have 3 like but what if you just
Her question was, what if I have this hand?
Well, my CPA is whatever your
This
Rose the dog.
he's so he's just been so nice and so easy, and he's been so nice to Matt. Really.
Okay, I have an 8 count,
Well, that means
and
a
I've
lot.
got 2
Means a lot to
spades.
me.
But if you gotta have 2 spades, these are the right spades to have, right?
Yeah.
I'm a 1 no trump bidder on this hand. If my partner only has 5, it's likely that no trump will play at least as well as spades.
Yeah.
My partner
that's a good
certainly
thing
doesn't
to
have
know.
beef in his
I
spade
wrote that
suit.
down, so I read this morning.
Excuse me.
Where did I see that?
Bridge Center at Kinlaw speaking.
Turn it. I wrote it down.
Maybe in your book.
I read it in this.
Excellent. We do a series on Sunday nights. Starts at 6 o'clock. There's a half-hour lesson. Then there's a
Oh, I have
2-hour bridge
question
game.
about this.
Yeah,
How are
it-
points mentioned some areas and points?
Just jump in
If you were
any
searching
point.
for
We'll have a
some-
partner for you.
On page 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you come out. When you come out, we'll give you a buck.
Card fit, and if you have at least
Yeah,
3
it's
cards in
$4.
a suit, you can upgrade your hand.
We're at 1911 Bishop Road, right down the hill from
Not
Krispy
from
Kreme.
fit. I don't understand what that means. You can upgrade your hand to like do a slam.
Yeah, we are before you get
No,
down to the
no,
holiday.
no, no,
We're
no.
actually 100 feet.
What they're saying is, for the spade, and you have,
I
you
have
have,
3
points in the suit that's mentioned, okay?
Yes.
If yours
Down the hill.
has a reason that would be 5 and 3.
Oh, golly, no, we'll have 40
And you
people
have
here
those
tomorrow
3
night.
cards in that suit, you can upgrade your hand.
Excellent. Look forward to meeting you soon.
Is the, remember
All right, we may have a new player tomorrow night. Sorry for the interruptions.
and then
But yay, we like new players.
short.
It is like, and again, the reason you can take more tricks in a suit contract than a no trump contract with an 8-card fit is you can trump something. In general. Well, I'm not trumping anything on this hand, so it's very likely if my partner only has a 5-card suit or a 5-bagger, that this hand will play at least as well in no trump. I don't anticipate taking an extra trick in spades above and beyond what I could take in no trump with this hand. So I would rebid a no trump with this and be happy with that.
Right here.
Other questions?
Read it when you get home.
All right. Well,
You might do
if
it
you
fast.
have an invitational hand, okay, invitational hands are 11 to 12 points. Okay. If I have 11 to 12 points and my partner's open the bidding, do we have enough points for game?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We're close.
Yeah,
I am
I got
going to
20.
tell my partner
Right.
in the fullness of time, partner, we're close to a game contract. If you have just a little bit more than what you promised me, we belong in a game contract.
Yeah.
Okay? So, in the fullness of time,
It's important.
we are going to get to a 3-spade contract or a 2-no contract.
Okay.
11 to 12 points. And I said in the fullness of time. Now, there's 2 ways to get to a 3-spade contract. Okay? got your one spade past three spades, and you got your one spade past two diamonds, past two hearts, past three spades. Do both of these show invitational hands? They actually do. If I want to be in game, can I bid game?
Sure,
If I want to be in game,
sure,
I'll put you in game. This is America.
yeah.
You all know four spade contract. I don't want to give you a chance to pass a three spade contract if we belong in game. Okay? Playing
That's good.
standard American, and there are different bidding systems out there. Anyone playing 2 over 1?
Man, I don't
Okay.
know what that is.
I am going to talk to 2 people in this room. Yes, you two, right there.
I don't play 2 over 1.
I know you don't. I heard you not
I don't
raise your
either.
hand.
I don't even know what
I
it is.
saw you not raise your hand. 2 over 1 is a natural bidding system. 2 over 1 is a system where if I bid a new suit at the 2 level, we are in a game forcing auction. A lot of the people that you are playing against will play 2 over 1. Okay? It is a natural bidding system. There have been a multitude of books written about it. Max Hardy, Mike Lawrence come to mind, and Larry Cohen, I believe, or Larry Cohen as well, and certainly Audrey Grant have written books about 2 over 1. In 2 over 1, we're in a game forcing auction as soon as I bid 2 diamonds. Okay? In standard American, all I've done is I've promised at least 10 points. So, in standard American, if I'm bidding a suit that has been bid before, or I am bidding no trump, we are no longer in a forcing auction. You are allowed to pass. Okay? If I'm bidding a suit that's been bid before, I have limited my hand. If I'm bidding no trump at any point in the auction, I am limiting my hand. Okay? So this, while it looks and smells like it should be a forcing bid, is not a forcing bid in standard American. So why the 2 ways to get there? I would encourage you to play Promises 4, Promises 3. Two different ways to get there. 1 spade, 3 spades, I've got a 4-card suit. 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 3 spades, or 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 2 no trump, 3 spades. I have a 3-card suit. Both of them invitational. Neither one do I want to be in game if you have a 12 count unless you have extra shake. Okay? It's an important difference. If you got 2 ways to get to a place, you should assign meanings to both. Does that make some sense?
But in the second one,
This one, yes.
couldn't the opener pass having 2 diamonds?
No, and sorry, we hadn't gotten there yet. When I bid, and this actually dovetails in. If it goes 1 spade, 2 spades, or 1 spade, 1 no, I have limited my hand. I do not have more than 6 to 10 points. Okay? If I change suits, I have at least enough to bid what I'm bidding, but my floor, my ceiling is relatively unlimited. Because we're trying to do 2 things here. We're trying to find whether we have enough points for game, and we're trying to figure out whether we have an 8-card major suit fit. Okay, so I need to be able to, if I have a good hand, I need to be able to make a bid and not have you pass. So if I change suits as a responder, you don't get to pass. You owe me another bid because I have not limited my hand. when I bid a suit that's been bid before, I'm limited my hand. If I change suits as responder, my hand is relatively unlimited. Okay? So if I change suits as a responder, you owe me another bid. Does that make some sense? Now there's one other thing that I need to point out. But I'm going to point out this one right now. How many high card points? I've got 11 count. And on this chart, looks like an invitational hand. 11 counts are invitational. Is that singleton worth anything? Oh my gosh! My partner opens spades. He has 5 spades, and I can trump hearts. Okay, so that singleton is worth its weight in gold. I've got 4 trump, and I've got a singleton, which means that if my partner has the king jack of spades, we're in the fullness of time, we're going to be able to take his 5 spades plus as many hearts as I can ruff. So we might be able to take 7, maybe even 8 trump tricks on this hand. Okay, so yes, that singleton is worth something. Is there a question in the back?
Comment. I was surprised to find it. It's in the green book that a singleton, well, it's 3 points both ways, but a void is 5 points in responder's hand as opposed to 3.
I know.
I was surprised.
That voids aren't worth as much?
No, void is worth 5 as responder's hand versus 3 in the opener's hand. Well, when you have a suit.
Why does that? Okay.
I mean,
and now you're going to think, because it's what you do. Why are voids more valuable in responder's hand than in an opener's hand?
It's usually the short trump hand. That's where you want to trump.
That's correct. If my partner has 5 spades, he's taking his 5 spades. He can ruff things or he can take them at the end, but he's taking his 5 spades. Whereas if I have shortness, we're taking his 5 plus whatever I can take. Okay, so that's why shortness is worth more in responder's hand if openers open in a major than in it's more valuable in responder's hand than an opener's hand because you increase the number of trumps.
So we can count as 13 points.
So we can, and singleton's worth, I'd count this as worth 3 points. Okay, I've got an extra trump and it's worth a couple, 2 or 3. So this, instead of being an 11 count, would become a 14 count. Okay? The crux of this lesson is if I have this, what's my hand worth if they open a spade? Okay? Instead of having a 9 count, I would evaluate this as a 12 count. Okay, and with a 12 count, I'm going to bid 3 spades instead of 2 spades. Once you find you have a fit, you can upgrade your hand for shortness. Doubleton's worth 1, singleton's worth 2 or 3. I could have made the green book longer. Okay, personally, if I have a 3-card suit, I'm going to count my singleton as a 2 point. If I have a 4-card suit, then I think I'm going to get full value for that singleton because my partner can pull trump. So I either give myself a point for the extra trump or an extra point for the singleton. Either way, this singleton I'm evaluating as 3 points. Yes, sir.
If it was a contested election, would you give an example of 2 over 1 where it would still be the same? Just one spade. Somebody is in the auction says 2 clubs.
People come into your auctions. You don't get to say, I'm Ron, or excuse me, I'm Lanny. The other Ron, I'm Lanny. Don't you hear me? It doesn't work for you either? Doesn't work when I say I'm Lanny either.
Yeah, of course. But it works when you say Ed.
No, he really doesn't. You know, Joe, I've heard Ed did before. The end of the fray, I guess. So a contested auction. I am going to.
Yeah,
Somebody has.
he's trying to avoid it.
It's hard, I think.
I'm going to say something for your benefit. Okay? If I have an invitational hand and the opponents have come into my auction, I will cue-bid the opponent's suit to show that invitational hand.
I see.
Okay? And that is really all I'm going to say about that. Okay, we will get there at some point, weeks down the road. If the opponents come into my auction and I have at least an invitational hand, I'm going to cube it to show that invitational hand. And
So what time's the pizza coming?
They have one.
okay.
I know.
Now, I'm going to make you aware that I have a camera trained on me, so I can't respond to you in the manner in which I will before.
He took advantage of that.
They are both here on Sunday night.
All right. This is for the guy in the back. Because you came all this way.
He looks very friendly.
He is. He sometimes
Oh, does he? Oh.
when Mark can't be there, but that other fella, you know.
I was gonna have more else who was somebody backed out because of the big
He's so
expense.
esoteric, I can't.
All right. My partner opens a spade. My right-hand opponent bids 2 diamonds. With any good hand with spade support, I'm going to Q-bid the opponent's suit. Can't be a natural bid. I cannot have a hand that wants to play diamonds if the opponents are bidding diamonds. So I'm going to assign a conventional meaning to this to say I really like your spades and I have at least an invitational hand. Because I'm doing that with all my good hands, 2 spades still retains its initial meaning, 6 to 10 with support, 3 spades becomes weak, and 4 spades becomes weak. Okay? I haven't said this. I'm going to wax nostalgic for a moment. I'm actually going to sit down and wax nostalgic for a moment. Way back when I was learning to play, I was invited to a seminar with a fellow named Paul Soloway. Paul Soloway passed away at least 10 years ago with 66,000 master points.
No.
He had a client in Richmond, he's a professional bridge player, he had a client in Richmond, and he gave a seminar to 10 people in Richmond, and I was invited to be one of them. I had about 200 master points at the time, and so I was a really, really good bridge player. I knew everything there was to know about bridge. Okay. By the way, you will never know everything there is to know about bridge. I learn stuff every time I play, and I'm a reasonably good bridge player. Paul, you learn stuff on a regular basis.
Every day.
Hadn't seen that before, hadn't thought of that before.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do that. Boy, foul that up, I'll know not to do that again.
That's why I'm coming to this class.
I don't believe that.
So knowing everything there was to know about bridge, so yeah, I can go listen to the guy. Certainly he might know something I don't know. Anyway, I took notes. He's talking, I'm just writing it down. I don't understand what he's saying, but I'm going to write it down. I can't even spell that. I'm going to write it down. Okay? It is possible that I will say something that in the fullness of time will make sense. It may not make sense today, but as you progress as a bridge player, it will make more sense. This is one of those things that may not make sense today, but it will make sense at some point. I would encourage you, when the opponents come into your auctions and your partners open one of a major or one of a minor, to Q bid with a good hand, with all good hands with support. And if you're doing that, then any other bid you make in his suit shows less than a good hand. Now I'm going to Forrest Gump you. That's all I'm going to say about that. But if you're writing something down, this would be a good thing. Yes, sir.
And I take it the weak means weak in terms of points.
Less than enough to bid 2 spades. Okay, so if I have 4 spades with a 6 count, spade, 2 diamonds, in theory I could bid 3 spades. I may want to just bid 2. Because if I can play 2 and we don't belong in game, I'd rather play 2 than play 3. Now there are some players who will jump to the 3 level to show the weak hand, but it really depends on what weak looks like. Okay, I like my weak to be so weak that I couldn't respond at the 2 level, personally. Okay, I might do it with the right 6 count with a stiff somewhere. Okay, but yeah, weak is less than 6 to 10. Okay, I just paid $6 or $8 to play bridge, and I'm playing against this person, and I want to make their life difficult. I know we have a fit because my partner opened and I'm supporting, and I have support. I'm going to jump to make things more difficult for the opponents, and I'm going to give my partner information. Hey, my partner has this. This might add up to 10 tricks if he has the right hand. Okay. Does that make, yes,
So
ma'am?
you are saying like one spade, my partner say 1 spade. I have only 3 spades, but I have 14 count. I should jump to 3 spades.
Nope. No. What this is saying is, if I like his spades,
That's true.
I'm going to Q bid the opponent's suit. Okay, 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds. I like your spades, and I have at least an invitational hand. If my partner bids 3 spades and I have a 14 count, I'm going to bid 4 spades. We still have enough for game, but I'm going to show him that I have a good hand. That frees up my 4 spade bid, 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 4 spades, to show a rotten hand with 5 spades. Yes, sir.
Most Q bidding is a mystery to me, and where's a good source to find out some information on Q bidding? I mean, it's not in the green book, I don't think.
Not in the green book.
Is it?
Probably.
You know, I know the guy who wrote the green book. He hasn't read the green book for a while.
That's it.
It's probably in under overcalls.
Oh,
It may also
I
be
think
in
it
under
is under
takeout levels.
overcall.
okay. I was looking at the table of contents for Q bidding.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
understand
enveloped
that.
into another
The time we
chapter, yeah.
played with Liz that day, that night.
Is that in 2 overalls, I thought I read.
Michael's Q is a totally different
It's a
animal.
whole different mindset, because
We
it's,
didn't tell
if you don't have that.
It's an overcall. Michael's Q bid, I think it's less than 17 in your book. Says I have a 2 suited hand. Okay, so it's an overcall where I get to bid 2 suits at once. So Michael's Q bid shows 5
Michael's
cards and all the
Q bid,
unbid.
that's what it's called.
Yes, ma'am.
Michael,
Let's just say that if
I'm just gonna write it down, I don't know where it is, but I'm gonna write it here.
4 spades.
Michael's Q bid.
And bang your
I
checks.
remember that 'cause
Feel
of
free to deal with me. I don't.
Michael's Q bid.
No banging.
Yeah, no bang.
That you, I said, don't ask me, cause I'm.
Reggie doesn't like banging checks.
I should told us
Yeah.
it says it's in the
Yeah.
overhaul.
Well, I hope this works. And we'll actually come back to that theory. All right. Going once? 'Cause this is beyond the scope of what.
Yeah.
And y'all,
Overcalls, lesson 4.
some of y'all have been to one of these before. We tend to wander on
Yeah.
occasion. I mean, this isn't bad. It's good stuff. It's just doesn't, you know, deal with what we're dealing with today. Because people ask questions and don't deal with the topic of the day. But a great question. Seriously.
You're just planting seeds for later.
Yeah. I mean, that is not the last time you will hear me discuss qubits. So,
Hey, you are saying like my partner opened one spade.
yep.
He has 13 points. And I have only 4 points. Maybe I was that question and I go for 4 spades.
Yep.
You are going for games with that?
The best thing.
All right. Let's talk about this. Because this will come up. 1 spade, 2 hearts. And here's my hand. My partner opens a spade, my right-hand opponent bid 2 hearts. What am I going to bid? I'm going to bid 4 spades. Okay? Now, if the opponent's bid 4 hearts, am I going to defend 4 hearts? No, I don't think we can unless my partner has, you know, aces. 4 hearts might be making. Can we make 4 spades?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Don't know.
We might be able to. If my partner has the ace of hearts, the king of diamonds, and ace of spades, and that's a minimum hand, we have a reasonable shot at making 4 spades. That's an 11 count. If he has the right 11 count, we can make 4 spades. Yes, sir.
Would you worry about vulnerability?
Go, I always worry about vulnerability. Would I change my bid because of vulnerability? Probably not. Because 4 spades, if my partner has the right hand, 4 spades can make.
Your more chances are going down.
Yeah, but the opponents can, if we can't make 4 spades, can the opponents make hearts? And what do they do? Well, if I bid 4 spades, you know what happens? I get to see beads of sweat on my left-hand opponents. Seriously, I put him to a guess.
But then you get double at the end.
But again, we have 10 spades. My partner can actually make this silly hand if he has the right 11 count. And that's just giving him a 5-card spade suit. When I bid 4 spades, I'm not saying I have a good hand. Boy, I hope this works. Okay, but I'm bidding 4 spades with this hand. Okay, question in the back?
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you said you would bid 3 spades if you have,
This.
okay.
This is 3 spades. I've got 4 of them with, and both of these are not good hands, but I got spades and we got a
I think it's a Texas drink.
Okay. Does that make yes, ma'am.
Did you not put that
No,
break?
no, no.
It's all 5
There was something here about
I'm always.
and I went over and asked him, and he said, we really don't play that.
Well, it didn't have to be in spades maybe to make it.
No, if I have a fit for my
I don't
partner,
think so.
I will tend to raise him aggressively with weak hands. Okay, especially if the opponents are in the auction, because it does 2 things. One, it gives my partner a pretty darn good picture of what my hand looks like. Okay, he doesn't have any defensive value, but he has a bunch of spades. It will allow my partner to make a good decision if there's a good decision to be made. The second thing it does is it puts pressure on the opponents. For those of you who actually pay money to play bridge and enjoy doing stuff like that. Yes, ma'am.
If there's no intervening bid, then it's just a pass?
If there's no intervening bid, I'm probably bidding 2 spades with this because I've got the singleton that's worth something. So, questions, comments? All right. Does the